Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We have a great show lined up, a special guest here in the studio. But first, our weather brought to us by Hally Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Weather's looking great. It's cool in the morning, but I tell you what, it's just been some beautiful days. A little on the dry side, but man, we talked about this yesterday and all last week. Time to get out there now and do some good fishing and get those woods scouted out. High today, 86, low 72. Water temperature dropped one more degree. It's dropped down to 77 degrees, so that's interesting. Let's take a look at our river readings, and guess what? It's flat. It's been like that for a month. I talked to folks last night. They said they're having to take water to the river with them to catch some fish. Apalachicola Bluntstown's at a 0.6, looking on the chart there, and the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's even dropped a little bit more. It's right at 2 foot over at Ebro. So that's really low, folks. If you're planning a weekend trip, you make sure that you're careful out there and don't get stuck and don't get out in the mud and all. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We have some neap tides today, not much movement. And we talked about this yesterday. The east-northeast wind, really blowing the water out. It's especially in the morning. We've had low tides, and also I talked to Captain Roy Ray the other day, and he's had some really low tides when he was out fishing over in the West Bay area. So be aware of what the wind's going to be doing especially when there's a neap tide. Okay, let's go ahead and take our break. But the northeast wind's going to continue at 5 to 10. Been that way over 3 straight weeks now. All right. Take our break. We'll be right back with our special guest. Welcome back and welcome to our new guest this morning, Captain Hally Burnett. Good morning.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you. I want you to tell folks what time you got up this morning to come to be on Panhandle Outdoors.
I got up at 2 o'clock this morning.
2 o'clock, you drove from?
Pensacola, yeah.
That is dedication right there. I'm so impressed. And we talked about, I met you at a couple of weigh-ins, a while back. Outstanding fisher lady. She can really catch fish and all. We're going to get to how she catches fish and all later, but really, what a great story she has. So tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, again, I'm Captain Hally. I'm from Pensacola, Florida, and I'm in charge of Team Early Detection. And it started back in 2010, and my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer, and you'll see a picture of her a little bit later in the segment. But I had to find a way to kind of deal with that and the reality I'd already lost one sister to breast cancer and a brother-in-law to brain and prostate cancer. And so the fishing was kind of my therapy, and then it just kind of turned into fundraisers with tournaments and things. And then I got some people to really believe in me that I could fish and do that. And so last year I started out fishing in some of the different tournaments around town and on the Emerald Coast. And here I am today. So.
Wow, it's been what a meteoric rise, really, because I know I try to keep up with everything from bass fishing, red fishing, everything. I've seen her name and all. I remember the weigh-in we met over there at Freeport, and you would beat Mark Coward, and you were so tickled. He said, "Make sure." And I interviewed you because you beat him on the weigh-in, so that was funny.
Yeah, that was a big moment for me.
The big thing is you're having a great time, but most importantly, what a great cause.
Thank you.
And I admire you for doing that. I just I want to thank for coming all the way over here to being on the show, and we're going to talk a lot about when you first started enjoying fishing. As a little girl, or?
Absolutely. We were just discussing, I was born on the Canadian border in North Dakota, and of course fishing there, you've got Minnesota, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, all of that. So I actually grew up bass fishing.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to the Gulf Coast, I actually transitioned into the saltwater angling, and it's similar in a lot of ways and dissimilar in many too. So.
So you also you have the Red Fishing Club, IFA. So what are you an officer in?
I'm an officer in the Emerald Coast Professional Redfish Series that we have. It's sponsored by Destination Panama City. We have our 4 tournaments right here in Panama City. Yeah.
Do you run across very many other female anglers out there?
Well, I never used to. I always kind of felt like I was the Lone Ranger, and actually in the last probably 6 to 8 weeks, it's really kind of, as things have happened and I've been invited to be on shows like this, that there's a lot of ladies that fish with their boyfriends, husbands, significant others, and they've really started reaching out to me and thinking that this is a pretty awesome deal, that I run my own boat and do a lot. I'm like, if I can do it, I'm 51 years old, you can do it.
How hard was it to get your license, your captain license?
Well, I've been driving a boat for a very long time, but I went through the school and got the hours and everything, and it's tough. It's all about time on the water.
Yeah. Now you fish all along the Gulf Coast, right? Don't you? All kind of places. You go to different.
Yeah,
places.
I fish everywhere from Apalachicola to Pensacola, and most of the tournaments actually in the Emerald Coast are usually right between Destin, Choctawhatchee a little bit, but Panama City has really kind of made itself the sportsman's paradise a little bit.
It's always been that way, but people now are starting to find out.
Exactly.
And we have mixed emotions on it because we're trying to keep it a secret. Some of us are.
And the cat's out of the bag.
The cat's out of the bag.
bag.
We're going to look at some of your pictures. We're going to get a couple of them in here. What's fascinating, you sent me some really good quality pictures. So we're going to start on this first picture here now, right here. So let's see now. Tell us about this picture here. Okay?
That's my sister Christy. She was diagnosed in 2010 with breast cancer, and she's fine. The shirt she's actually wearing was the first breast cancer tournament that I ever did. I flew to Ketchikan, Alaska. I found on the internet they were having this Think Alaskan Pink Ladies Classic, and I told my husband, I said, I'm going to Ketchikan to go fish in a tournament. And they actually put me in charge of a boat in the Tongass Narrows, and I had a lady from Illinois, a lady from Orange Beach, Alabama, and a lady from Minnesota on my team.
Aww.
We were the only team from the lower 48 out of, I think, 18 ladies, and we got second place. So,
wow.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that.
What a great way to start.
Downriggers for salmon, I can do it.
There you go. All right, what about this pic here?
That was when I very first started. I started the Save the Boobers movement, which was my ladies fishing rodeos that I did, and I raised money actually in this for the Cruda Yaya's Keeping a Breast Foundation. And we had several tournaments all over the Pensacola, Orange Beach area, and it was a really fun time.
That's an awesome group right there.
Yeah.
And here?
Casting for Recovery, that was back to Ketchikan, Alaska. I actually was a volunteer fly fishing instructor for the group, and they take ladies that are survivors out into the wilderness for a retreat. And then there was actually a group of ladies from Anchorage that ran that, and we had breast cancer survivors from all over Southeast Alaska out in the woods for 5 days teaching them how to fly fish.
Oh, cool. That's beautiful up there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy, yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Captain Hally Burnett. All right, welcome back with special guests. They got up at 2 o'clock this morning to drive over to Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
We're just talking off screen about your family and all. Tell us about your husband and your son, and because usually it's the other way around. You fishing all the time and he's working, but usually it's the other way around. So tell us about.
Right. Yeah. My husband is a veterinarian in Pensacola, and he used to hunt a little bit. Doesn't fish. He's actually never been on the team early detection boat. It's just not his thing. Asked me the other day if I could take him fishing, and I said that may end our marriage one time on the boat. My son he's a student at the University of West Florida, and he actually went for marine sciences in high school. So
good.
Yeah, they like to save and protect, and I'm kind of on the other end of the
killing,
spectrum. I'm killing them and they're saving them.
That's pretty good. I like that. All right, let's get back to these pictures now. This is sort of touches you right here. Tell us about this pic.
This actually is a little girl from Apalachicola, Florida. Her name is Jalen Allen, and I was getting ready to fish a tournament over there one day, and I found this note on my car, and I'm friends with her mom, and her dad's a charter boat captain over there. He's actually now my Emerald Coast. This kind of got him in good graces with me. He's actually now my Emerald Coast fishing partner.
Okay, and what is his name?
Dwayne Allen.
Okay, very good, very good. So she left your note. Hope good luck.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, this group here. Tell us about this.
This is another group of ladies that I fished with every year. I go steelhead fishing in Idaho. My birthday party every year is with these ladies on the Salmon River in Riggins, Idaho. And I spent my 50th birthday actually in Hell's Canyon with these ladies fishing for steelhead, and it's the Women with Bait tournament, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Are these just friends with over the years?
We actually all kind of met on the internet, and then we just kind of got together, because with ladies in fishing, it's not like there's 1,000 of us that do it. There's one, and so they come from Arizona, Idaho, Utah, those ladies are from all over, and we meet in Riggins every year and fish together.
What a great
And they
tradition.
have their Save the Boob. They've got boobs, I think, on that. But yeah,
awesome.
it's fun.
Very good. All right, nice fish here. Tell us about this.
That's one of the little girls. She's actually from Kansas. They come down and vacation in Pensacola every year, and now I've kind of gotten, so I'll take these younger girls out and teach them how to fish, and this was actually in the past, and it was her first ever redfish, her first ever, and it was a bull. It was a beautiful bull, and we, catch and release and all that, and she outfished both of her brothers. They were on another boat, so it was girls only on mine. So yeah, the mentoring that's come about from this is just completely unexpected for me. I never ever dreamt, like Jalen and Kaylin and all these little girls that now like follow me on Instagram, because that's kind of their generation, and kind of this rock star status with these young outdoor girls that aren't video game players and all that. So it's something I have to take very seriously, and in the way I present myself and everything, so that to be a good example for them.
A great role model, and a good positive role model. Okay, this one.
This is what I do right here, is that in 2013 I established a charity called Friends in Survival and Hope, or FISH, and I raise money. I wanted to do it through tournaments, but I'm not good enough yet. I'm still working on that. But through donations and fundraisers and different things, and when individuals, this particular lady, she's a wonderful woman from Pensacola. She, in her mid-50s, divorced, no family, and a dog groomer, no insurance, and so people forget about that element of our those people in our community, that they're not on welfare, they're not that, they're not the rich, they're not the middle class. There's those people that need assistance.
They fall in the gap.
They fall in the gap, and so that's what Friends in Survival and Hope. And so that was the day she had her surgery, and I took her a check to the hospital, and she let me do a selfie.
Oh, awesome story. Okay, and this is going to be fundraising, Friends in Survival and Hope?
Friends in Survival and Hope, yeah, and that's on the website. You can donate, and right now I actually have some really good promotions going on for free gifts from Navionics and some other companies that have jumped on board to help me for their donation.
All right, great. All right, this one here.
That was me last year, a year from November. I actually had a little scare myself and kept it very quiet. No one knew, and luckily it was precancerous, and they got it all. I have a huge family history, and I'm living proof that early detection, it works.
Yeah, that's so important too.
It is. You got to take care of yourself, or you can't take care of others.
Yep.
So
that's right.
that is the Rehoboth High School girls bass fishing team.
Okay.
And those two of the girls on that boat, actually, after that picture, I was able to help them with some connections and some introductions, that they got full ride scholarships to be female anglers on the first ever female collegiate bass team. So
that's cool.
It's very cool. Again,
That
the
really is.
mentoring and that, and letting those girls know that there's something else. You can do this. You can go out and be.
Awesome. Okay. What about this one?
That is my partner, Robert Gottney. I have a different partner for the Inshore Fishing Association.
Okay.
We're actually getting ready to go to the IFA Championships in Hopedale, Louisiana next weekend.
Okay.
And that was us. We actually came in 33rd out of, I believe, first time ever I'd been on that kind of a platform out of, I think it was 109 boats. And unfortunately, I had a couple dead fish. It was hot.
Yeah.
So we dropped to 45th, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
My first time ever. So
that's top level competition over there.
It is.
It
is.
Yeah. Great picture.
Thank you.
Okay. And let's see, what is that here?
This is the swag bags that I give out. In driving, I spend a lot of time on the road, and whether I stop at truck stops or marinas or whatever, I always have these bags that my sponsors have, put together things for me. And it's amazing, if not one to five people, every time I stop, they see the boat, they see my truck, it's all, wrapped in things. And it's the men, the husbands and the boyfriends that come up to me and, what is that? What are you doing? And I tell my story briefly. And then I have this to give to them, and it's a real icebreaker.
Oh, great idea.
Yeah.
And this group here?
This was actually handing out one of the swag bags over in Apalachicola. We'd stopped and had dinner. There's my little friend Jalen. I have to have dinner with her when I go over there. So,
good deal.
Yeah. That's me just walking the walk and talking the talk every time. If you see me out in public and ask me what I'm doing, I'll tell you.
Okay.
that little girl, Fred Myers, the local celebrity redfish angler, and she showed up at the last weigh-in that we had over here, and I can't. That was over at Tyndall Bridge, I believe. We had an Emerald Coast tournament here, and that's another reason that we need to find a cure. Those little girls don't need to go through what I have and what our generation has. We need to find a way to stop it. So.
Okay. And
that was actually a gentleman that at that tournament, he knows what I do and the work that I do, and he had me help him get donations for a husband and wife that both were diagnosed with cancer. And so I got a lot of the anglers at that tournament. We normally catch and release, but we harvested, I believe, 8 redfish and 2 speckled trout, and he cleaned them and he took them home to that family because they needed help. So.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Man, what some great testimonials here, Hally, and I know that last example right there, we talk about in our viewing audience about every now and then take somebody a mess of fish, mainly freshwater.
Absolutely.
And they're good to eat.
Right.
And we release most of our stuff.
I do too.
It's good to do something like that.
Right.
Well, what some great pictures and all.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our final break, come back, and we're going to get her some of her secrets on how she catches all these big redfish, okay? Welcome back to our final segment here on Panhandle Outdoors. Appreciate your viewership so much, and we have folks like this, real people coming on the show doing real things to help people, and Great Outdoors is sort of surrounded, and your point about getting young girls in it. I taught outdoor education 20 plus years, and when I had girls in the class, and half my class were girls, and they loved doing it. They just got to be exposed to it and show it to them, and they'll love doing it.
Right.
And so that's good you're doing it. Let's look at our fishing game times right now. Okay, brought to us right here at 10:20 to 12:20 this morning, and this evening from 10:47 to 12:47. And don't forget on tomorrow's show now we'll do our famous Friday fishing forecast, and also Bill Kramer Chevrolet. They're coming on with talking about how to win a new tree stand. It's going to be given away here on Panhandle Outdoors, and we're going to give away like 4 weeks in a row. We're going to be giving away tree stands here if you just test drive one of those new Chevrolet pickup trucks. So that's going to be fun. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. But let's get back to Captain Hally Burnett right now, and from Pensacola. Tell us what's your secret to catching fish?
Having a good partner, number one.
Right, know where they are, fish when they're biting, and all that.
Right.
Well, what are some of the different plugs and all you like to use?
I really like the Rapala Skitter Walk for top water.
I do too.
Yeah, I just kind of started using that, and I've actually really had good luck.
Yeah.
With both of those, yeah.
I didn't know that, but that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And of course the gold spoon, you cannot go wrong when you're fishing for redfish with a gold spoon. And I fought it for a long time, but I actually one of my competitors is over in Louisiana now, and you can't beat a popping cork with a gulp underneath of it. I mean, you hate to admit it. I bet there's a lot of pro anglers that would never ever admit that they use it, but it's a go-to when you're fishing for redfish. Just put your leader underneath of it and just pop that back off of a weed line, and you're gonna catch a redfish if they're there.
That's a different world out there in Louisiana, isn't it, as far as fishing?
Yeah,
it
is.
And they catch a lot of fish, and that's the staple out there.
It is.
That's what they go to.
It is.
That is cool. We do fishing times every day. When you're fishing the tournaments and all, do you go through these periods of time where they're biting, where they really turn it on, and then they turn it off?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is the one thing that, and I will have to say that fishing in Bay County has made me a better angler.
Really?
Because the way the tides are, that it's so much more shallow. It's just a completely different estuary. You go to Apalachicola or you go to Destin, they're all different. And so you have to learn how to read the tides. You have to learn how to, all of it. Water temperature is huge with redfish. And so, there's just a lot of things that you have to know to.
Do you when you catch your fish and all now? Do you find the different colors or different color redfish in different areas?
Yeah, when you're closer up in the rivers, they're a lot darker. They're really really pretty. And then for whatever reason, and they're almost in Bay County in this area, they're almost kind of a burgundy dark red in the rivers. And when you go to Louisiana, they call them pumpkins because they are really really orange. And then you go out in the pass, and they're going to be almost white.
That's right.
They'll be very translucent because they kind of.
Well, I always say the salt sort of bleaches them out or something.
I think it's kind of their camouflage.
Yeah.
And that's a good way of getting back to baits too. When you're fishing for redfish and you're up in the rivers and the fish are dark like that, they're going in. So if they're doing that, their bait fish are getting darker. So you're going to want to use a little bit of a darker soft plastic, even if the water's clear. Match the hatch and match the bottom, because they hide themselves up under there.
That's a great tip right there, and that is so true. Tell the folks again your website, how to get a hold of you and all that, how to keep up with you.
Okay. The Team Early Detection is teamearlydetection.com, and that has my tournament schedule. And of course, thanks to all my sponsors and everybody, Boyd's Marine and all the people that have jumped on and really helped me. And the Friends in Survival and Hope is just that, www.friendsinsurvivalandhope. That's where you can donate to help me help other people that are struggling.
Okay, so we got all the information there and all. And now, what do you got coming up in the near future? I got this tournament coming up right away.
I have the IFA Championships in Hopedale, Louisiana coming up in a week from this coming weekend. And then we actually have the Emerald Coast Professional Redfish Series tournament in Panama City, which will be at the downtown Panama City Marina. I believe it's the 4th and 5th, that Saturday and Sunday, that first weekend in November. Come down and watch. World-class anglers are going to be right here in Panama City.
It's going to be interesting because there's a little charity tournament also going on the weekend, so the bay is going to be full of fishermen.
Right.
So it's going to be really.
Right.
I'm gonna really, and I've got 3 or 4 things to do, so I'm going to really try to get out, and I'm definitely going to come to the weigh. What time's the weigh-in?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay, that's going to be interesting. So that's going to be exciting things. We got about a minute left. What any parting words? Anything you want to encourage young ladies to fish, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. These young ladies and just get out there and try it, and never be intimidated. And even with me, when I started this, I'm still one of the only women in the area that gets out. I've got my own boat and do all that kind of stuff. And you think when you go to those tournaments that they're all these big, scary guys, and but they really are outdoorsmen. They're sportsmen. They want to help you. They want some. Mark Cowart and Michael Cowart, the locals here. They have been instrumental in helping me up my game. Fred Myers, all these guys. Just watch what they're doing, learn, and ask people. You come to the weigh-ins and you see they got good fish. Talk to them about it.
How'd you do that?
Right. They want to brag. They want to tell you. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for getting up early, and I know you're going to go have breakfast, but make sure Fred Myers pays for it now, okay?
You heard that.
Okay. All right. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.
Folks, y'all support this great cause here. What a great situation you have. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.